Hello, this is Jessica McKay with your love column for numerologist.com. If you have a question about love or relationship that you would like me to answer, please leave it in the Facebook comments below. Today's question is from Devin. Devin writes, I've been on a whirlwind for the last 7 years with a man that loves me like crazy, but has also brought so much pain due to his unstable mental disorders. He's been diagnosed as compulsive and impulsive, bipolar, and depression that he does not treat. He's also an alcoholic and substance abuse. We can't communicate, so nothing ever gets resolved, which results in us being on again, off again. Somehow I've allowed him to tear me apart, and I feel battered, but I still can't let him go. I'm not me without him, and life doesn't make sense without him. Please help me. Okay, so I know that so many people can relate to this because it's really, really hard to distance yourself sometimes in a relationship where there is a mental instability, because you may love that person and their instability is really out of your control. There's nothing you can do to fix it or heal it, and you may try and try and try to heal that person, and it just doesn't work. Real healing has to come from that person deciding that he or she wants the help. It has to come from there. And it has to come from that person wanting to take actions, take steps to be treated. And you mentioned, Devin, that this man won't allow himself to be treated for these things. So it's really out of your hands. And while I know that's scary, it's also a blessing. Let it give you a sense of relief that it's completely out of your control. When it's out of your hands, then you don't have to feel like you failed, because this is not a failure of yours. This is not your fault. And I hear you saying that you're not you without him. And I just want to reflect back to you that that's not true. You are always you. And without him, you feel different. You have different emotions and feelings that are rising up in you when you're not with him. Now, you've painted a picture of being with him that sounds very intolerable. It sounds like nothing ever gets resolved. You're unhappy when you're with him. So what you're saying is that you're unhappy when you're with him, but then you're unhappy when you're without him. And that unhappiness actually has nothing to do with him. It has to do with you not being able to access the joy, the happiness, inner peace, and an inner contentment that is always yours, that has nothing to do with outer circumstances. I recommend meditating for you. I recommend learning to sit in your own energy, to sit with your own discomfort and your grief and your feelings of loss about this relationship. I really encourage you to do that and not just sweep those under the rug, because in a way you have an addiction as well. This relationship has become an addiction for you, and what it does, what all addictions do, is all addictions push down feelings that are rising up in us that are uncomfortable. So it's the same whether it's smoking or alcohol or a relationship. This is an addiction that is distracting you from what's always rising to consciousness in you, to be seen, to be heard and witnessed. So if you can sit with yourself, you don't have to make this a black or white decision. If you need to be in limbo for a little while, on again, off again, you said this is something you've been doing for 7 years. If you need to keep that up for a little while, so be it. The most important thing is to sit with yourself when you're alone and he's not there, and observe. Observe the feelings that are coming up and just acknowledge them. Witness them. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it doesn't feel good. But this is the key to your healing, and it's the key to your freedom as well. Because this could very well go on for the rest of your life if you let it. But you are not a victim. You said that you can't, what was it? You can't let him go. That's a choice you're making. So I feel that you can let him go. It's just a matter of having the ability to sit with you and to allow yourself to go through the grief and the loss that will occur when you ultimately do decide that you've had enough and you don't want to be on this roller coaster anymore. If you get to that point, Devin, this is going to be really, really amazing for you. It's going to be a breakthrough because it will allow you to put your focus on all that stuff that's coming up, the anxiety, the despair, the grief, not just from this relationship, but that I feel is from your childhood and from your entire life. And then this relationship has been masking that for you. It's been giving you something else to focus on aside from yourself and all that uncomfortable stuff. So I really, really encourage you to sit with yourself. My spirit is with you. I support you 100%. I know how difficult it is, but I also know that you have it in you, and you are you, whether he's in your life or not. So become comfortable with the you that exists when you're not on this up and down roller coaster. That's the path of healing for you, and really for anyone who is in an abusive relationship or a relationship that's on again, off again, and there's no resolution. It's an impossible relationship. It doesn't work if one person is unwilling to get the help that they need. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that this message was helpful to you. Again, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to leave them in the Facebook comments below.